The digital age is a double-edged sword. On one hand, it offers unparalleled convenience and connectivity. We can connect with anyone, anywhere, at any time. Daily tasks, from banking to shopping, can be done with a few clicks. However, this convenience comes at a price. Our reliance on digital systems creates vulnerabilities. Our interconnected world is susceptible to cyber threats. These threats range from malware infections to large-scale data breaches. This raises a crucial question. How do we balance the benefits of the digital age with the risks it presents? In today's interconnected world, a seemingly minor software update can have global repercussions. The recent CrowdStrike incident, where a mandatory update pushed through Microsoft caused widespread system failures, illustrates this point. The outage disrupted critical services, causing financial losses and inconvenience on a massive scale. This incident underscores the interconnected nature of our digital systems and the potential for cascading failures. A single point of failure can have a ripple effect across the globe, impacting millions. The CrowdStrike outage highlighted the importance of robust cybersecurity measures. It forced organizations to reevaluate their security protocols and update their incident response plans. As we become increasingly reliant on digital technologies, we must prioritize security at every level. It began subtly, almost imperceptibly. A few slow computers here, a stalled program there. Then the reports began to surface. Whispers at first, then a rising tide of digital distress signals from across the globe. Systems were locking up. Essential programs were crashing. The digital world, as we knew it, was grinding to a halt. This was a global IT crisis, and at its heart lay a seemingly innocuous culprit. A mandatory CrowdStrike update delivered through Microsoft. An update, designed to bolster security, had instead exposed a critical vulnerability in our hyper-connected world. The digital lifeline that businesses, governments, and individuals had come to rely on was severed, leaving a trail of disruption and uncertainty in its wake. The CrowdStrike outage was not a malicious attack, but a catastrophic cascade of unintended consequences. It stemmed from a flaw in the update's design, a fatal miscalculation that snowballed into a global crisis. When deployed across millions of devices simultaneously via Microsoft's automatic update system, this flaw triggered a chain reaction. Systems misidentified the update as a threat, sending them into lockdown. The result was digital pandemonium, a stark reminder of the fragility of our interconnected systems. It highlighted the need for more robust testing procedures, fail-safe mechanisms, and a decentralized approach to critical updates. The impact of the CrowdStrike outage was immediate and far-reaching. Businesses large and small found themselves paralyzed, their operations crippled by the inability to access critical data or connect with clients. Financial transactions ground to a halt. Communication lines went dead. The global economy shuddered as the digital gears of commerce seized up. Hospitals struggled to access patient records, delaying critical care. Emergency services faced communication breakdowns, hindering their ability to respond to emergencies. The outage laid bare the extent to which our daily lives hinge on the smooth functioning of digital systems. It underscored the urgent need for robust cybersecurity measures, resilient infrastructure, and a global approach to mitigating the risks inherent in our increasingly interconnected world. In the digital age, the ubiquitous update button has become a symbol of both progress and frustration. It represents the constant evolution of software, the never-ending quest to patch vulnerabilities and add new features. Yet it also signifies the often unwelcome intrusion into our digital lives, forcing us to pause our work, interrupt our entertainment, and wait patiently as our devices download and install the latest code. The recent CrowdStrike outage served as a stark reminder that updates are not always benign. While the intent behind forced updates is often noble to patch critical security flaws and protect users from harm, the execution can be fraught with peril. The allure of forced updates is undeniable. They promise a simple, efficient way to ensure that all devices are running the latest, most secure software. However, the reality is far more complex. An update that works flawlessly on one system can cause catastrophic failures on another. The forced update debacle highlights a fundamental flaw in our approach to cybersecurity: the illusion of control. We cling to the belief that we can engineer our way out of security threats, that we can build impenetrable walls around our data and systems. But this belief is a dangerous fallacy. The digital world is too complex, too interconnected, and too constantly evolving for any single solution to be truly effective. Instead of seeking to impose control, we must embrace the inherent uncertainty of the digital age. It requires us to move beyond the illusion of control and embrace the messy reality of the digital world, with all its complexities and contradictions. The history of cyber attacks is as old as the internet itself, a digital arms race that has escalated in scale and sophistication alongside the technology it exploits. In the early days, the threats were relatively benign, often amounting to little more than digital graffiti. Viruses, like the infamous "I love you" bug, spread rapidly but caused relatively minor damage, often little more than an annoyance. However, as the internet evolved from a niche academic network to a global communication and commerce platform, the stakes were raised. Cyber criminals, recognizing the potential for financial gain, began to target businesses and individuals, deploying increasingly sophisticated malware designed to steal sensitive data, disrupt operations, and extort money. No longer the domain of lone wolves and basement hackers, cyber attacks became more coordinated, more targeted, and significantly more damaging. The early days of relatively harmless viruses and worms gave way to a new breed of cyber threats: sophisticated malware designed to evade detection, steal sensitive data, and cripple critical infrastructure. The rise of ransomware in particular has been a game changer in the cybersecurity landscape. Ransomware attacks, which encrypt a victim's files and demand payment for their release, have become a global scourge, affecting businesses, governments, and individuals alike. The impact of these attacks can be devastating, leading to financial losses, reputational damage, and disruption of essential services. Phishing attacks, which trick users into revealing sensitive information, have become increasingly sophisticated, often employing social engineering techniques to bypass even the most vigilant defenses. Nation-states, recognizing the strategic importance of cyberspace, have invested heavily in developing offensive cyber capabilities, often targeting critical infrastructure, government agencies, and private companies in acts of espionage, sabotage, and disruption. In the realm of cybersecurity, there is a persistent myth that certain operating systems or platforms are inherently more secure than others. Mac users often boast about their system's resistance to viruses, while Linux enthusiasts tout the open source nature of their platform as a security advantage. While these claims may hold a grain of truth, they often mask a dangerous complacency. The reality is that no system is impregnable. Every operating system, every software application, every connected device has vulnerabilities that can be exploited by skilled and determined attackers. The belief that any system is inherently secure is a dangerous fallacy. one that can lead to lax security practices and a false sense of security. No matter what operating system you use, no matter how secure you believe your devices to be, vigilance, awareness, and a proactive approach to cybersecurity are essential. Our cities, once bustling hubs of human interaction and commerce, are increasingly reliant on a hidden network of digital systems that underpin their very existence. These critical infrastructures, often taken for granted, are the lifeblood of modern urban life, ensuring the delivery of essential services, maintaining order, and connecting us to the outside world. Yet, this reliance on digital systems has also created a new vulnerability, a potential Achilles heel that cyber attackers are all too eager to exploit. Imagine a city plunged into darkness, its power grid crippled by a cyber attack. Hospitals reliant on electricity for life-saving equipment struggle to function. Traffic lights go dark, creating gridlock and chaos. Communication networks fail, isolating residents and hindering emergency response efforts. This is not a scene from a dystopian science fiction film. It is a stark reminder of the fragility of our interconnected world and the potential consequences of a successful cyber attack on critical infrastructure. The Internet of Things, or IoT, promised a future of seamless connectivity, where our homes, cars, appliances, and even our bodies would be part of a vast, interconnected network. But this hyper-connected world introduces new risks, transforming everyday devices into potential weapons for cyber attackers. Many devices lack basic security features, expanding the attack surface exponentially. Your smart refrigerator could become a gateway for hackers to infiltrate your home network. Your fitness tracker could betray your location and daily routines. Even your car could be vulnerable to remote hijacking or sabotage. The consequences of a successful cyber attack can range from annoying to life-threatening. The immediate aftermath of a global IT outage is a scene of controlled chaos. The digital silence is deafening, a stark reminder of our reliance on the digital world. The first priority is triage, identifying critical systems and isolating damage. Teams race against time to understand the outage and determine the root cause. Communication is paramount while restoring critical systems. The initial response is a race against the clock, where every move counts. Every crisis, however devastating, presents an opportunity for reflection and renewal. A global IT outage, while disruptive and costly, can serve as a wake-up call, a stark reminder of the vulnerabilities inherent in our interconnected world and the urgent need to build a more resilient digital future. The first step in this process is a thorough post-mortem analysis of the outage. What went wrong? Where were the points of failure? What lessons can be learned to prevent a similar incident from happening again? This analysis should involve all stakeholders, from software developers and hardware manufacturers to cybersecurity experts, government agencies, and international organizations. The goal is not to assign blame, but to identify systemic weaknesses and develop practical solutions. This may involve strengthening security protocols, implementing redundancy measures, diversifying supply chains, and fostering a culture of cybersecurity awareness and responsibility at all levels. Investment in cybersecurity research and development is also crucial. We need to stay ahead of the curve, anticipating new threats and developing innovative solutions to counter them. This requires a collaborative approach, bringing together the best minds in academia, industry, and government to tackle the complex challenges of securing our digital future. The digital age, for all its marvels and conveniences, has ushered us into an era of unprecedented vulnerability. The recent global IT outage serves as a stark reminder that our interconnected world is only as strong as its weakest link. We need a shift in cybersecurity, from reactive to proactive and resilient. Forced updates highlight the dangers of a one-size-fits-all approach. The evolving sophistication of cyber threats demands constant vigilance. Our critical infrastructures are increasingly vulnerable to digital disruption. Building a resilient digital future requires a multifaceted approach. We must prioritize robust cybersecurity measures and foster international collaboration. Thank you for watching. Stay informed and stay safe in the digital age, and have a killer awesome day.